from the DadPad. I see a lot of streamers trash, get a glad bag. Anytime I'm loaded up, know they big mad. Can't you see we going live? I know you feel the vibe. Reporting to you live from the DadPad. I see a lot of streamers trash, get a glad bag. Anytime I'm loaded up, know they big mad. Can't you see we going live? I know you feel the vibe.
Hey guys, it's Greg from DadPad Gaming coming at you again with another review, this time for Polyphony Digital's Gran Turismo 7 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. This copy of Gran Turismo 7 has been provided by our friends over at Blurred Approved Gaming. With that being stated, we would definitely appreciate any likes, comments, and subscribes here on the Blurred Lines YouTube channel, but definitely swing by the Blurred Approved Gaming channel and check out a wonderful assortment of gaming content. So, what is Gran Turismo 7? Well, as it says in the title of the game, the real racing simulator. But is it true? Well, honestly, I don't know. Other than a few novice attempts to drift a vehicle in my younger years, I don't really have much experience with racing cars. What I can tell you is that Gran Turismo 7 feels great. A lot of what makes Gran Turismo 7 feel so great is the concessions that only the PS5 can provide at this time. More specifically, virtually no loading times, and the power of the DualSense really take this title to the next level. It's no exaggeration when I tell you that the power of the DualSense controller allows you to feel the traction of the tires underneath the vehicle. Every imperfection in the concrete can be felt through the DualSense, and it feels amazing. And as you tweak your car, change the brakes, change the engines, change the tires, change the tracks, so on and so forth, you can feel the difference in how the cars handle from the gameplay all the way into the trigger resistance in the DualSense controller. When I tell you that this controller is a game changer for this title, I cannot stress it enough. And honestly, at this point, it would be extremely difficult to imagine playing any other racing game without feedback from the haptics of the DualSense. The other concession here comes again from the SSD and virtually no loading times. I can remember the days of being interested in Gran Turismo through the PS1 and PS2 era, but being completely turned off by the concept of earning a license just to begin my process as a race car driver. And a lot of that had to do with load times. I remember trying a 15-second test multiple times, only to wait about 30 seconds in between each time for the test to load back up. For any PS5 owner interested in Gran Turismo 7, I'm here to tell you, those days are over. While the process of earning a license in order to get into particular races still exists here, the fact that you can fail and fail and fail again and you're right back in a snap makes these license tests feel a lot more like mini games designed to teach you how to play the game. So much so that even after passing a test, sometimes with a bronze or a silver medal, I was determined to continue to retry over and over and over again, looking for the very elusive gold medal for a lot of my tests. Now, let's leave the concessions of the PS5 behind and get to the bulk of it. What does Gran Turismo 7 do well? The obvious is this game is gorgeous. There's no other way to say it. Whether you're playing in performance mode, which gives you a 4K 60 frames per second, or if you're playing in the fidelity mode that gives you 4K 30 frames per second with ray tracing in particular modes, it's hard to complain about the presentation of this game. Sound design is great here, especially when using a 3D audio enabled headset. It truly creates an immersive experience, especially when you combine it with the haptics of the DualSense controller. But honestly, the best thing that Gran Turismo 7 does is make itself accessible to newcomers. My experience with this game is starting out with brake assist, steering assist, race lines on, every training wheel you could imagine. But in going through the process, getting the license, trying each of the test over and over, striving for gold, and racing and making mistakes, I eventually got comfortable enough to turn off all assist features, with the exception of brake indicators, which is a feature that doesn't necessarily brake for you, but it gives you suggestions on when you should start braking coming into a corner. It was extremely rewarding seeing myself cut off all the training wheels and entering into races and dominating as I got better and better and learned more and more about how to approach corners, when I should brake, when I should accelerate, and more. Another thing that Gran Turismo 7 does well is honestly setting the vibe, where the likes of Forza Horizon sets the vibe as, hey guys, racing is cool, we love fast cars. Gran Turismo feels very prestigious and shows you that cars and the appreciation of automobiles is a refined culture that should be respected as such. Car variety is also a positive here, but it does also lean into the things that Gran Turismo 7 does not do the best job at. Let's get into it. While Gran Turismo 7 can be generous with giving you cars left and right, there is a problem here. A lot of the cooler cars are locked behind credits, which is the in-game currency here. And when I say credits, I mean credits. And I will say, the game does a fair job of giving you a modest amount of credits. But when you look at the fact that some of these cars get as high as the millions, it becomes an issue because, you guessed it, microtransactions. You can pay anywhere from $2.50 for 100,000 credits or up to $20 for a whopping 2 million credits. And honestly, it can and does feel a little predatory at times, considering that there are a few vehicles that are around $3 million, and with there being no option to buy 1 million credits, it locks you into paying $40 to get $4 million to buy a $3 million car. Not okay. The other issue here comes from the user interface. Where so many other racing games have gone the route of open world, Gran Turismo 7 could have done something a bit different. While I understand the focus on fidelity and car models is important here, the big issue comes from, as crazy as it sounds, the presentation. The user experience leaves you to pretty much navigate through the entire game through what feels like a PS2 menu. The quote-unquote world map is really just a decorative menu. Find where you want to go, move the cursor, hit X, and go. And while car customization honestly is amazing, it's bogged down by the fact that there are no templates or set wraps that you can use. You have to be one of those artsy and creative types to really get a cool looking car. Also, the soundtrack has some bops on it, but it also has a few songs that I couldn't explain with any other word than awkward. But the big problem is there is no skip track option. If a song plays, that song is gonna play. There's no way to skip it, and in a driving game, that is criminal. My only other gripe with this game isn't a personal one, but it's one that I have to call out nonetheless. As good as this game is for newcomers, I would imagine the way that this game slowly leads you into a lot of the higher, faster races may be a bit of a problem for veterans of the series that are ready to get in and go and do it on the highest level. As I approach the 20-hour mark, I am just now finally starting to get into some higher stake races. At the end of it all, if Gran Turismo has ever been a series that you're curious about, I'm gonna tell you now, Gran Turismo 7 is absolutely the place for you to get started. It's super friendly for the newcomers, the cars are beautiful, graphics amazing, the music for the most part is good, and it's a lot of fun. We can only hope that down the line we get patches that improve some quality of life things and some much needed balance to the in-game economy. For anyone looking to display the sheer raw graphical fidelity of their new PS5 and shiny 4K TV, Gran Turismo 7 is for you. For anyone who's a veteran of the game, it will demand a bit of patience, but this game is obviously for you as well. If I had to give this game an overall score, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I'll definitely be around playing this game for hours to come moving forward. As always, I want to thank you guys again for stopping by to check out another review right here now on Blurred Lines YouTube channel. Be in mind, all of DadPad Gaming's content will be imported to the Blurred Lines YouTube channel. So please give us a like, give us a comment, don't forget to subscribe for more content and more Blurred Lines podcast content to come.